The second inductee for this year is Laurie Wiegand-Jackson, and I'd like to ask Laurie to come up on the way. I'm going to introduce her. Laurie has been a pioneer for women's engineering, particularly in energy engineering. She founded CWEEL. She was one of the first, if not, I think the first president of this association that was a woman, and she has just completely changed the dynamic. I have met, I'm not kidding, hundreds of women who've been inspired by Laurie Wiegand-Jackson to go do engineering work in this field, and they all are fantastic, and it all really started with this woman. So I'd like to please help me welcome Laurie Wiegand-Jackson into the Hall of Fame.
Well, I know that many of you have heard me speak at different events, and I was just talking to Marianne and saying that, you know, I'm usually pretty comfortable up here on the podium, but right now I'm feeling very nervous and frankly a little emotional. So I have lots of thanks to give, and I'm still kind of amazed. As LJ said, it's an honor, and it's very humbling to be up here receiving this honor, this recognition from our peers in the industry who have accomplished so much and who've you know, really been leading the way for all of us in the field of energy, engineering, and in having an impact on the environment and making this a better world in which we live. So when I was nominated, I was surprised, but I really thought the nomination was reward enough, and I wasn't expecting this. And I'm still finding it hard to put into words just how much this really means to me. So it's been a journey, and I want to start kind of at the very beginning and really say thank you to my mom and dad that taught me a simple truth, that with hard work and perseverance, I could be anything I wanted to be and could achieve any goal that I set my mind to. And this was instilled in me and really has kept me steady through some very difficult times, and with God's grace has given me the strength to succeed against many odds. I, of course, want to thank my husband, Gerald, the love of my life, and my son, Sebastian, who is also here, the inspiration of my life, for their unwavering love and support. We all made sacrifices for my work, and we certainly had great experiences as a result of it, including coming to many of these events together as a family. Many of you can remember my son. He's 19 now, but being much younger as a young boy, walking the expo halls, coming to your booths and asking questions. And AEE was always incredibly supportive of my family coming together to these events. As a woman engineer in the energy field, there have been many who have encouraged me on this journey. Over 30 years in the industry, I've been blessed to work in utility companies, private business, and I own 2 of my own companies, all in the energy space. And for most of those years, I've been active in AEE and come to know many of the members of this organization, many of you as my friends and colleagues. Marty Mozo, Fred Goldner, Marianne Lauderdale, who actually changed her plans to come here this afternoon. I'm so thrilled. Ruth Whitlock, Tim Janos, Steve Russa, Marianne Campbell. I mean, there are so many who have really been there to encourage and inspire me over the years. They taught me to be honest and kind and forgiving of myself and of others, and to learn from my mistakes, and to always remember to celebrate the successes. And I'm sorry that I'm getting choked up. Oh. Well, and there is, of course, one other person in the room that I need to recognize, and that is, of course, Al, for not only asking me to consider taking on a leadership position in AEE, but really encouraging me to serve as president in 2007. And he provided, at that time, 100% backing for what I wanted to focus on at that time, which was to encourage more women to become a part of AEE. So he supported the development of the Council for Women in Energy and Environmental Leadership within the structure of AEE, has provided all the resources and the unfailing commitment to the mission of this group. And as a champion of CWEEL, I'm so proud of the work that has been accomplished, from the mentoring programs and events that we've held, to the fact that we now have international CWEEL chapters in Jordan, in Pakistan, and Bangladesh, enabling and empowering women in the field of energy and all around the world, and especially in places where empowering women is just so important. When I was a young woman, I embarked on this journey by becoming a chemical engineer, and I was driven then by a strong desire to help the planet by reducing our dependence on foreign oil and by focusing on clean air and clean water. And these really were, as I believed at the time, the significant issues of our generation. And coming right out of high school, I thought solar energy was the answer. In fact, at that time, we'd had solar panels on the White House. This was during the Carter administration, and I had a vision of where I thought my energy would go and what the future would look like as a fully 100% renewable world gaining its power from the sun. Well, I didn't end up being involved in the solar energy industry until 20 years after I graduated from college, but we are getting there. And over 30 years, I can say the culmination of the various efforts, pipeline projects, renewable energy projects, efficiency upgrades and audits, demand response programs, smart grid solutions, they have helped the planet, and I think some of these goals have been achieved. But there is still so much to be done. And I'm intrigued with electric vehicles and smart grid solutions and how we're going to continue to build renewable energy so we can become a 100% renewable energy supply. And with that, my goals are to focus on continuing to empower women in our industry, to help my son to find his own passion and vision and way for himself and develop his own goals and passions. And at this point, to consider with my husband where we go in the next phase of our lives together. So it's a journey. It's one that we're still continuing. I have just so much appreciation for everyone here in this room, for all the people who've helped me along the way. Thank you. It's an amazing honor. And to God be the glory, and thank you. God bless you all.